And that is no doubt, ikhwan, for anyone who has the slightest bit of knowledge concerning the books of refutation, the kutub of rudud, the kutub of and the rududat of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, the refutations, the likes of Ar-Radd al-Jahmiyyah of Ibn Manda, Ar-Radd al-Jahmiyyah of الإمام الدارمي, الرد على بشر المريسي على الإمام from الإمام الدارمي. Do we see in many books of refutation, do we see them writing in the muqaddimah that I sent this to him first and then he refused, so I made it public? Do we see them writing that in the introduction, that I gave it to him, or I took him by his hand and I informed him and I advised him privately? This is not the maslak and the methodology of the people of knowledge. So where is this principle coming from? Who is bringing this principle to light? No doubt, ayyuhal ikhwa, if it is possible to give this man a copy or to speak to the man, take him aside, speak to him, try and advise him, try and correct him before the affair has to go public, of course that is jayyid. But that is what they claim we do not do, which is another lie and fabrication and falsehood from these people. And their lies and their fabrications just continue to flow day by day with every video they make and with every statement that they claim. That these brothers never do this. Rather, somebody makes a mistake, they go and take it public, which is kadhib, wallahi kadhib. Each of these individuals that we have refuted, even though it is not a condition, we have sat with them. And each and every one of them will know. If we go as far back as the likes of Abu Muslima, wallahi, myself and my brother Abu Khadija, we spoke to him outside the Masjid al-Haram, Mecca, and advised him concerning the affairs that were related to him. Abu Muslima, even though he was surrounded by goons, but that didn't prevent us from giving him advice outside of the Haram. Name any one of them you wish. Abu Usama. Likewise, Abu Usama, I sat with Abu Usama in Medina during Hajj for perhaps an hour. Ask him. And I gave him advice about his ta'awun and his cooperation with the Hizbi organization, Ihya al-Turath, and taking money from them. And our scholars, Sheikh Muqbil, Sheikh Rabi', Sheikh Muhammad bin Hadi, and others from the people of knowledge were warning against them. Those who knew them well. When people were saying, take the money and run, Sheikh Muqbil said, don't take the money and run. And our scholars were warning against them. And he was taking from them and giving da'wah on the basis of the stipery that they were giving to him, which was exactly what our scholars were warning against. And I took him by the hand. We sat there in a room in Mecca and we spoke for perhaps close to an hour. Ask him. Ask him. Bilal Phillips, which is another individual that we hear. What are the issues on Bilal Phillips? Bilal Phillips, when he came to Medina, and there was a brother will bear witness to this from the brothers who were with us at the time. We sat with him in our house, in a house in Medina, and we ate food, and we sat for maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, and we advised him. And from the issues that we advised him about was the fact that he has khuruj and that he has revolt in his book Kitab al-Tawheed, or the Fundamentals of Tawheed. That in the early pages, I believe it's about page 26, that he calls the permissibility of revolt. Revolting against the rulers. And I sat with him, me personally, and advised him for over an hour. Bilal Phillips, who they say nobody spoke to him. What are the issues with Bilal Phillips? Name them. Tahir White. Tahir White, I advised Tahir White on at least 3 to 4 separate occasions. Whether in Philadelphia or whether outside some of the houses of some of the people of knowledge in Medina, or outside his house in Medina, or in his house in Medina. I used to teach Tahir White. I advised him on a number of occasions. And you remember the advice that I gave to him outside the house of Khalid al-Raddadi, when he was fighting against those brothers in Philadelphia who were the only brothers at that time that were translating the works of the scholars and that were spreading the kalam of the likes of Sheikh Muqbil and our ulama. And out of all of the brothers in the whole of the dunya, these were the only brothers that he sought to fight against, to the extent that they were attempting to get a fatwa from Sheikh Al-Fawzan to shut these brothers down. And at that time, they were considered the brothers who were upon the dawah in Philadelphia at that time. And so when I saw that, in defense of those brothers who I didn't know well, but I knew they were upon the sunnah, I stood and I gave him advice outside the house when we came out of the house. And it was clear what he was attempting to do. I gave him advice for maybe 3 hours. Ask him. Ask him. And when I finished advising him, he said, yes, I agree. And I'm going to go back to Philadelphia and I'm going to put my hand in their hands and I'm going to aid them. Did he do any of what he promised? Ask him. Ask him. Shadid Muhammad. Oh, these brothers didn't even advise. Wallahi, we advised Shadid Muhammad in my library. And our brother Loon was there. And a number of other brothers. Abu Khadija, my brother, advised him likewise in Maktaba Salafiyah. Twice he was advised when he came to Birmingham. Twice. From the things that he was advised about was his cooperation with Medina.com and those brothers who were fighting against the brothers upon the da'wah in whether England, the UK, or brothers in America. And he agreed that what we were saying were correct. And he agreed likewise that Tahir White was the head of that machine, working behind sutur, working behind a veil, pushing these brothers forward, as was his method at that time and possibly still is now. Ask him. Ask him. In fact, those who are more knowledgeable, those who are a bit greater than us in knowledge, if we see from them error, we advise them as well. Sheikh Falah Mundikar, my brother Abu Idris and myself, we sat and we advised him in the house that he came with here. When we advised him and we let him know that we're not going to allow gracefully and respectfully, but we're not going to allow you to take the microphone until you rectify the issues that you have and your defense of the likes of Ibrahim Al-Raheli and other than that, and Shweikha and other than that. And that we advised him, please go back, speak to the Mashaykh of Medina, rectify the situation. Yes, he's our elder, but we advised him respectfully. And so, on what basis are they making this claim? These brothers never advise, they just speak, never advise. But this claim, in any case, is something that, again, Sheikh Rabi', he was asked a question in relation to this claim and those claims that are like it. That is that there are a group of individuals who claim that they were not advised before they were spoken against. Ahlul Sunnah did not advise them. And they merely went out and made their affair public. And they didn't advise them. Our Sheikh responded to this familiar statement. He said, هذه الأصناف ابتلينا بها فتجد الإنسان يشيع الأباطيل والأكاذيب والافتراءات على الآخرين بالأعيان وبالعموم فإذا وجهت له النصيحة أو نقد أو شيء قال لماذا ما حذرونا لماذا ما نصحونا ولماذا ما بينوا لي. He said that you'll find this, we've been tried with this affair, and that is that you'll find an individual, they'll come from him abatil, they'll come from him akadhib, kadhib, falsehood, lies against others, against specific individuals, or them lying against people generally, yani Ahlul Sunnah generally. And then when you give him nasiha, or you criticize, or you make a statement, they say, oh, why didn't they warn against me? Oh, why didn't they advise me? Why didn't they explain it to me? And this again, ikhwan, is another form of kadhib. As though people are, as though Ahlul Sunnah are afraid. As though people are cowards. And they know, ayyuhal ikhwa, they know there's not one of us that is a coward. We're not going to speak about our background, but my father is from Savlamar, Jamaica. My mother is from St. Catherine's, Jamaica. We were born upon bravery and fearlessness, raised upon bravery and fearlessness. Like the bravery and fearlessness of the pre-Islamic Arab. Cowardice and fear is not something that we know. Particularly in defense of the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. Particularly in defense of the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal, when Allah Azza wa Jal blessed us with Iman and guided us to the deen. Fear is not something that we know. Barakallahu feekum. So these people need to fear Allah Azza wa Jal in relation to their claims. For indeed their claims will be written upon them, and they shall be asked Yawm al-Qiyamah.